Hey, what's up guys, Average MTG Play here showcasing my Saskia the Unyielding with Umori companion deck. I talked about it in my 32 deck series, but I want to do a full video on it because it's a really interesting concept. I think it's been done before, I've seen some of it, but I really wanted to do something like this. It's really cool. So, Umori says that all my cards have to share a card type in my deck, so it's all creatures, so all the cards have the creature type in them. They can have artifact and enchantment as long as they are a creature. But I only showcased in that short a couple cards in the Mana Gorge or Hydra package, basically just cards that grow bigger when people cast spells. But there's a whole much more. So you see this monstrosity of a pile here. And that's because I have 150 creatures I've selected from Magic's history. They're in this color and I can play. And I randomly will shuffle, I think it's what, 64 of them into the deck to play. I think it's 63 because of the commander, but anyway, so yeah, it's really interesting. I like the concept. But first, let me show you the mana base of the main deck. So this is always what's going to be in the deck. I have a bunch of tokens because we can make a bunch of. So I am kind of lying and cheating. I do have two creatures in the main deck, which is the Bogger Trawler and the Dryad Arbor. So Dryad Arbor is literally a forest that's also a 1/1. And Bogger Trawler is 3/1, exiles a graveyard, and then is an MDFC, so on the other side is a land that can come into play untapped by paying 3 life and it taps for a black. So if there's more like kind of like modal lands like this, like the creature stuff or stuff like that, maybe I'll make it as a category for it, the deck, but so I'm waiting for now. The other MDFCs besides like Witch Enchanter wouldn't really be that good, especially like the red one. Who cares about finding what's it, like instant sorceries in your graveyard, which we don't have. Alright, so going over the mana base proxies because I am not spending like $10 for every time I want a land in the deck. Well, like actually like 10 per land I'm talking about. For a mana base, it's like $100 or something for a whole ass mana base to be optimal. I'm running the hideaway lands, 3 of them, because the black one is pretty trash. But yeah, Mossford Bridge, Windbreast Kites, Spine Rectal all work pretty well in this deck. But yeah, I'm running the fetches and the shocks. I have all the shocks. Some of the fetches I don't have. I have City of Brass, other stuff. 2 plains, a mountain, a forest, and 2 swamps. That's what we got. And those are my 36 lands. Now we'll go into this monstrosity of a pile here. So I've separated this into categories of cards. So first, the category I talked about in the short was the Mana Gorge Hydra package. Next, this is like 10 of I think like the most iconic cards, creatures in Magic. Shivan Dragon, like everyone knows this card. Probably a lot of new players introduced to. It's like in all the welcome decks, the old ones. Fire Breathing's where this comes from. Ability pay red to get +1/+0. It's a classic card. Blood Red Elf dominated many formats back in the day. Cascade's a broken ability, led to many things. Even Mind Sensor, like one of the oldest and classic stacks pieces, just makes people's searches way worse. You know, the fetch lands, all this other stuff. Skoos, one of like the oldest, like not the oldest, but that's graveyard like 8 pieces recently. When it like first was out, it was amazing for stopping graveyard stuff, really good. Humor Sabertooth, so many combos. It also can protect itself with its ability. It's just so strong. There's so many combos. Now more of a meme card that everyone knows. Colossal Dreadmaw, the best creature in Magic ever. 6 mana, 6/6 trample, absolutely busted and broken. We all know it, we all love it. Solemn Simulacrum, Sad Robot, we all know him. Yeah, but yeah, it was a world championship card at first. That's how it was designed, and it's just a great card. Now, these are 2 categories, 2 cards per 1 slot. Simian Spear Guide and Elvish Spear Guide, these are because they all do the same thing, these next 2. These are the best creatures that you never cast. You exile them from your hand to make a mana. That's all they do, and they're just insanely strong, they're just free mana. And Llanowar Elves and Birds of Paradise, the most iconic 1-drop mana dorks in the game. Bolt the Bird, iconic saying, and like Llanowar Elves is just everywhere. Like the most iconic 1-drops. Deathrite Shaman, literally called like the mini planeswalker. Such a good card, just can do everything, make you mana, make people lose life, make you gain life, like yeah. So those are 10 most iconic cards. Now we have 10 cards that I personally love, have a connection to, or just think are really strong and cool. Glissa Sunslayer, this is my promo from All of E1, and I love this card. Super annoying card. First strike, Death Touch, such an annoying combo. And when it does combo damage to a player, you can either draw a card, lose a life, destroy an enchantment, or remove 3 counters from target permanent. It just has so much flexibility, utility. Mainly you're probably drawing cards. These are pesky enchantments, you can blow them up too. Just so much you can do with it. Magus of the Wheel, if I can't play Wheel of Fortune, might as well have it on a creature. Really cool. Saval Explorer turn, this is a card I like to play a lot. I like the political aspect, really tricky, you know, mana ability thing that lets you draw. I think they're kind of changing that now with the mana ability things. So you can like respond to stuff that like includes other stuff. I don't know. I saw something about that. But anyway, I really like this card. Just, you know, gives you mana and lets everyone draw cards. Massacre Worm. I also think another like iconic creature, but still just really good. Just sweeps small creatures and makes everyone lose life anytime something dies. Adlapalani, Nest Tender. The eggs are just super fun. I love the eggs, especially in a deck like this where I'm shuffling creatures. I don't know what I'm gonna get off this, so it's always just a surprise. That's another thing. I actually originally, when I first made the list, I had creatures that tutor, but then I thought about it. I'm like, why would I do that? Because I want to be surprised every time I play this deck. I want to have a different, like, I want to be surprised. I don't want to know what I have in the deck. So yeah, but something like this, yeah, because I'm randomly just revealing from the top. Murgo Moltani, 18-6 for 6. It's just, oh, it's so fun. I mean, not much else to say. It's just an 18-6, man. Zakama just has so much utility. Comes in, immediately untaps your lands, can lightning bolt creatures, can blow up artifacts, enchantments, and gain your life. Like, it just does it all. Corpse Knight. Now, this Corpse Knight is very special. This is like the first print run of M20 Corpse Knight, and it is a 2/3 creature. It's supposed to be a 2/2 creature, but in the original print run, they messed it up, and it was a 2/3. So my Corpse Knight actually is a 2/3. A little bit. And those are pretty good, because anytime a creature enters, drains people, which is good, because that's all we're doing. We're playing creatures. Now we're getting to some real, like, more personal cards. Like, not good cards, but they're fun, and I love them. They're like, and I have fond memories of them. Territorialosaurus from Dominaria. It's a 5/5/4 back in the day. Ooh, amazing stats. And it also has kicker to fight, so it's just great. It's just a good creature that you can just drop on turn 4 and you play it later, and also fights. Really good. Lastly, Tashana's Wayfinder. This is like probably the most, it's just some random common from Ixalan. But Ixalan is when I started the game, and the person who got me into it made me a blue-green Merfolk deck. And we were playing literally Kitchen Table Magic, man. Man, Kitchen Table Magic, it's kind of just gone now. It's just Commander now. But anyway, Kitchen Table Magic. And when you're playing Kitchen Table Magic, cards like these are actually kind of nuts. Like, when you drop the power level low, some of these commons actually feel like they're the most, like, insane cards. And this card was actually really good, because Explorer is actually really good. Like, it gets a counter and can put something in the graveyard, which means it can filter something I didn't need, or it can just draw me a land, and it's a 2/2 for 3, like, which is not bad. Like, it's really good. And it's one of my favorite creatures now. Like, I love it so much. Alright, and that are my 10 things. Creatures I love, or I think are good and powerful and cool. Now we're on to Ramp. This is probably my biggest category. I think it is my biggest category. Just creatures that will make all my other stuff cheaper, which is great, because I just want to keep blasting creatures. Rakdos Lord Rights. He's a bit, interesting and weird and kind of risky, because, he is 4 pipped in a 4-color deck. 2 black, 2 red. I also can't cast him unless someone has lost life this turn. But makes all my creatures cost 1 less for each 1 life my opponent has lost. Like, this could let you, if you ever have a good turn, you draw Rakdos time, you could just turbo out a bunch of stuff, man. Like, he can do that. So I really like him. I think he's really cool. Skullspike Scrounger. Oops, sorry. First main phase, Blight 1, so you put -1/-1 counter on something, and if you make it, you make a treasure token. Just great. 2-drop that can immediately just come down and start getting you value, giving you treasures. Really nice. Shigeki Jukai Visionary. I actually also really love this card. Enchantment creature. We are allowed to run enchantment and artifact creatures, obviously, as long as they our creatures, because all Umori cares about is that all of our cards share a type, and they all share the creature type. But Shigeki, you can return it to your hand and reveal 4 cards. You can put land from among them tapped and put the rest in the graveyard. And you can channel Shigeki to return X target non-legendary cards from your graveyard to your hand. So what Shigeki really is, yeah, just lets you fill your graveyard while you're getting more mana, so that, and he returns to your hand. So eventually, when he returns to your hand, you don't cast him, you channel him, and then he gets you all that stuff back. Really cool card. I love the design. It's just super fun. Tiles Provisioner. When a land enters, he makes a treasure. That's all he does. Yeah, it says food there, but it's treasure, really. Like, sometimes you're really in a pinch, like, you know, late game, it's like a battle cruiser game, it's down to the last life, maybe the food can come in handy, but it's just treasures. Just a really good card. Sunset Strike Master. I wanted to include one of these new 2-mana red tappers. You know, that's something you're used to be doing, which I think is really cool. And this one also can do damage to creatures with flying, so you know, that's cool. Gwen Eyes of Guy is an amazing ramp card. Like, this card actually is super strong. Gives you 2 mana to cast creatures or activate abilities of creatures, that's all we're doing. And you cast a creature with Power Fire Greater, we have a lot of those. Put a counter on Gwen and untap it, so just can give you so much extra mana throughout the course of the game. Ruby, Daring Tracker, that I already have around, but still, really solid. And Jack of Creature Power 4 Greater gets +2/+2, but the main thing is just a hasty 2-drop that taps for mana. So yeah, it's just pretty good, and can, you know, get a little bit bigger later. Loam Speaker, it's just an elf that taps for mana, and also can make a land a 3/3 with haste, so that's cool. Animate your lands to do combat. Predator Steward is our old, you know, mana dork from back when I was starting War of the Spark. I was around a couple years after I started. But Hexproof, as long as it's untapped and adds a mana of any color. Actually a pretty solid dork. It's a 2/1. Regal Behemoth, great. I love the Monarch mechanic. I think it's super fun. And then if you are the Monarch, you get your lands tapped for double mana. Actually better, because this one actually lets your lands, when you tap the land, it'll add a mana of any color you choose. But actually, most like mana players and stuff just add a mana of the color you would have made. But this lets you pick any, so also kind of a little bit of fixing. Goreclaw, Terror of Kalsisma, amazing card. Makes your 4-drops cost 2 less. Well, no, not 4, power 4 or greater creatures cost 2 less. And when attacks all your creatures power 4 greater, get +1/+1 in trample, so just let you bring them down cheaper, and then buffs them and gives them trample, which is just a super good keyword in a deck like this, especially. Heart Whistle Bandit. It's just another 2-drop that taps for 1, but also if you commit a crime, you can untap it. Basically, if you target anyone, the graveyard or the creatures, anything, you get to untap it, so it could give you even more mana. Goblin Archromancer is great. Makes your red and green spells cost 1 less. That's basically, I'd say a majority of the deck. Like a good amount of it is red and green, for sure. So most of your spells, maybe not most, I don't know I don't know the exact percentage breakdown of all these cards, but I'd say a good amount of them, for sure. Gilded Goose, makes food, you can sack food for mana, and also gives you the ability to make more food by activating its ability. Leafkin Druid gives you mana, and if you have 4 more creatures, gives you 2. Really nice. Old Runston comes in, at the beginning of your upkeep, mills use cards, can make a treasure, make an insect, or it can make a blood, so a bunch of different options there. I'm gonna go through this quick, you know, because I have a lot of cards to talk about. Incubation Druid adds mana of any land type you can produce, and then if it has a counter, it gives you 3 of that, and also has Adapt as a way to give you those counters. But we have a lot of ways to make those counters. Grand Lord Rorada, I actually had this deck originally, because I wanted to, so before Ruby, I wanted to have a Gruul deck, because I wanted to have like a deck that was super easy for like a beginner to pick up and just play, but now Ruby is that, because foundation cards are super simple. But yeah, the Rada deck was just filled with good creatures, kind of also a bit of inspiration for this deck. But when you attack, for each creature attacking, you get a red or a green mana, whatever you choose. You don't lose that mana steps to phase's end until the turn. So just gives you a bunch of mana and rewards you for attacking. Henzi, Toolbox Torre. It's a very interesting version, technically, of Ramp, but I still consider it. So Henzi lets you blitz out your creatures that are 4 or greater, cost 4 or greater this time actually. And then blitz costs 1 less for each time you've cast your commander from the command. So you can drop this turn 3, drop Saskia turn 4. Now you can blitz all your cards for 1 less mana. And by the way, blitz is that you cast it for the blitz cost, but if you do, you have to sack it at end step, and when that creature dies, you draw a card. So kind of lets you like sneak attack them out. cheaper. Especially also if like your commander dies and you recast it, you can get even more discounts. And Blitz is also super nice, you know, just because also it gives haste, obviously, so you can do stuff with that creature attack, so lets you for a bunch of interesting stuff. I really like Kenzie. Poison Dark Frog is simple, again, 2-drop tapper, but also has the ability to get Depth Touch, and it has Reach, so it can be a really annoying blocker late game if you don't want the mana. Hulking Raptor is just a nice big creature, 5-3 for 4 with Ward 2, and you bring pre-combat main phase get 2 green. Alright, now we're on to removal. So, Angel of the Runes, amazing card. Enters the battlefield exile to 2 artifacts or enchantments. It also has plane cycling for 2, so if you don't need to do that or super early in the game you need to hit your land drop, just cycle it away and get you a planes. Any planes, doesn't have to be basic. Noxious Gear Hulk. When it enters, short target creature, and you gain life equal for its toughness. Really good. And it's just a 4/5 mana, it's just a really good creature. Just comes in, blows something up, it's a good body, get your life too. Undergrowth Leopard, 2/2 vigilance that you can sack to destroy an artifact or enchantment. Pretty simple. Titan of Industry has a bunch of modes. Main one is destroy artifact or enchantment. You can also gain 5 life, make a 4/4, or put a shield cap. Usually you're destroying something and making a shield. Sometimes you make the 4/4, 5 life. Rarely. Tinkerbloom. Does pretty much the same thing as the Leopard, but also has the ability to proliferate, which is really nice. Doesn't have the vigilance, and it's 3/2, but still really good. I mean, it's like the best version of that effect. Rex Sage, another like iconic card. Like everyone knows, this is like the classic creature artifact enchantment removal. Just 3-mana 2/1 that comes in and blows up an artifact or enchantment. Gorilla Shaman, actually a really nice card. That you pay mana to blow up non-creature artifacts with mana value X. So it can just scale, get rid of stuff. Especially you can just pay 1 to like blow up just like tokens and stuff, you know. What you think? Acidic Sign. Old card, kind of falling off, but I still love it. Just a 2/2 Depth Touch, you can destroy an artifact enchantment or land. You know, lands are, sneaky land removal is actually pretty good, especially, you know, there could be good land, you know, like Maze of Ifs, Glacial Fortresses, Gaia's Cradles, all that stuff. Curious Farm Animals, when it dies, gain life, and then you can pay 2 sack to destroy artifact or enchantment. It's like the Haywire Might, stuff like that. You probably should have Haywire Might is a good card. Westfold Rider is a 2/1, no, not 2, 3/1 for 2, and you can sack to destroy an artifact enchantment. You don't have to pay mana, but it only activates as a sorcery. So, you know, ups and downs, you know, there's like a bunch of these effects. Hanged Executioner comes in with a 1/1 token flying spirit, and you can then pay 3 to, pay 4 to exile Hanged Executioner, exile another creature. So I kind of like Mangara it. But yeah, it basically just leaves you behind with a 1/1, and then you have this thing that you can get rid of something. Tyrant of Kararegis, this is just better. Shivan Dragon, it shaves off a power, but when it comes in, it does 4 damage to any target, so it can just blow up something. And it's the same thing, Fire Breathing. It's just better, like shaving the power for the 4 damage, is so much better. Murderous Rider, important thing to note, Adventures and Omens, you can run them. You can have creatures with Adventures and Omens, because it only cares about the creature part. It doesn't consider this having an instant or sorcery in your deck. So, these are runnable, by the way. Murderous Rider, Swift End, destroys a creature or planeswalker, you lose life, and then Murderous Rider is a 2/3 that when it dies, you can put it on the bottom of its owner's library. Pretty simple. Lana, Keswick Ranger. I wish I had Lana. Like, I definitely would run her as well. But whenever a creature enters, you can pay 2 and does damage equal to the creature does damage equal to its power to another target, so it just bites whenever it comes in. Really strong card. Overseer Dam, it immediately comes in, destroys something, and then whenever non-target creature under opponent controls dies, you make it 2/2. It's just great. Just blows up something, makes you 2/2s, and then anytime you're killing stuff, you're making 2/2s. Like, it's just really good, really strong. Bone Shredder, 3-mana 1/1 flying, comes in, destroys a non-target artifact or black creature, but has Echo, so if you don't pay the Echo cost, it will sacrifice itself. Shriekmaw, kind of similar card. You pay 2 to evoke it to destroy another artifact or black creature, and if you evoke it, it'll immediately die. But if you pay the full cost, you also get to keep it, and it's a 3/2 fear. Bone Trigger Giant, another adventure that damage can't be prevented, does 2 damage to any target, and then if this becomes the target of a spell, it does 2 damage on the creature side. Angel of Sanctions, enters, exiles the target non-life permanent and opponent controls until it leaves, and also has a bomb so it can come back from the graveyard as a zombie angel. Now we're on to card advantage, card draw. It's basically just stuff that lets see more cards, play with more cards. all that fun stuff. Garrick's Horde, another like, welcome deck type card. It 7/7 trample, you play at the top of your library field, you can cast creatures from the top of your library. Perfect, just lets us cast all the spells from the top. Doom Whisper, I guess also card selection, because this is not card advantage, but it's card selection. Pay 2 life to surveil 2 is just so strong. Like, this will let you just filter, go through your deck, find what you need. Really strong. And in this deck, we don't even know what we need, because I'm not sure. Because I don't know all the creatures that are going to be in my deck, but still, really fun card. Belborka, upkeep, you exile a card from the top, and you can play it. And then Belborka, note the mana value of your exile cards, and then Belborka's power is equal to the highest mana value of cards you noted. So basically, upkeep, you exile something, whatever the mana value of that is what Belborka's power is, pretty much. I think there are other, like, exile effects. Mosswood Dread Knight, I love this card. It has an adventure, to draw a card, lose a life, and it's a 3/2, but when it dies, you can cast it as the adventure side from your graveyard until your next turn. So it lets you keep coming back, and then the adventure side just keeps drawing your cards. It's just a really fun card, really strong card. Veronica Distant Scribe, when it attacks, you rummage, so you discard draw, and when you discard a non-land card for the first time each turn, you make a junk, which you can sack to exile a top card, and you can play until that turn. So great, more filtering, the rummage isn't card advantage itself, but it makes junk, which is card advantage. Bloodbraid Challenger is like the Blood Red Elf, it's based off it. It's 5 mana, so it can get you 4 or less drops. It also has Cascade. It does. Yeah, both of them do. It has Escape, I meant. So you can cast it from the graveyard, and then since you cast it still, you do get the Cascade, so you get to find more stuff. Angelic Sellsword. Underrated. Cards that make these mercenaries, especially the Zavala Eager Trailblazer, I'm pretty sure what it's called, that makes mercenary. These cards are super underrated. The mercenaries are really good. I actually really love those cards. But when this or an unnatural creature enters, you make them mercenary. And when Angelic Sellsword attacks, it's power 6 or greater, draw a card. So basically, the point is you want to play this, then have the mercenaries to buff it, so that you can draw cards off it. Really nice. Lenore, Autumn Sovereign. At the beginning of combat, you put a counter on something, and if you have creatures with 3 different powers, you draw a card. Yeah, it just puts counters and draws cards. Like, what more do you want? It's a really good card. Allied Armory, the newer card. So, compare this to Garrick's Horde. You can look at the top card of your library. It doesn't reveal it. And you can cast creatures from the top. But then you can also pay a green, tap 2 untapped creatures you control, reveal a card from your hand or the top of your library. If the revealed card's a creature, you can put it onto the battlefield. Activate only during your turn. Just so much more tacked on. Just to a 3-drop creature. Allied Army's nuts. Breathe Clan Stat Arm. You can give stuff flying and lifelink, really good. And then end step, you exile cards. As you gain life, you exile cards from the top until you exile a non-life card. You may cast it without paying its mana value if the spell is less than or equal to the amount of life you gain. Otherwise, you put it into your hand. So it just always draws you a card, pretty much. And you can sometimes free cast stuff. So it's really good. Elder Gargoyle just has a million abilities. 6/6 Vigilance Reach Trample for 5, by the way. And when it attacks, you either make a 3/3, gain 3 life, or draw a card. Like, who thought this? You're pretty much always drawing the cards. Sometimes the 3/3s are actually pretty relevant and good. Never doing the 3 life. Yeah, it's really good. And also when it blocks, like, when it attacks was enough. And then when it blocks, and that's Vigilance. Like, that's stupid. Ardor of Ardum, really good card. Look at the top anytime, you can play lands from the top, and then Coven, like a Belmore. You have 3 creatures with 3 different powers, you get to pass creatures from the top of your library. So it just lets you play any card from the top, because all of our deck is lands and creatures. So let's let you play any card from the top. Red Dash the Founder, it's a Fallout card, really interesting. It has the Enlist ability. This is like Indominator. When this creature attacks, you tap a non-attacking creature. Without something to take this, and you add its power to this creature to end the turn. So basically, I attack with this, I tap a 3 power creature, I add 3 power to this, so it's 4. And whenever this creature attacks, if it enlisted a creature's combat, it gets double strike until the turn. And if that creature's power 4 or greater, draw a card. So it's really good. Basically, you enlist stuff, you make this super big double strike, and it draws you cards. Pretty sweet. Welcoming Vampire, just anytime a creature power 2 or less enters, draw a card. Like, it's just super strong. It only triggers once, but still, really good. Now we are on to Pump, or like mass board, like, just Pump. Basically just stuff that'll just make your whole team really big. Drana, Liberator Malakir, really strong card. When Drana does combination to the player, put a counter on each attack creature, and the joke is this has first strike, so when it'll do first strike damage first, then give all the other creatures attacking a counter so they do more damage. Really nice. Just all gold main. Attack creatures you control get +6 attacks, works number of attack creatures. Super simple card, including a lot of precons. Really good card. Just makes all your stuff super big. Angel of Invention gives all your stuff +1/+1, and it's Fabricate 2, so you can make 2 servos, which are going to be 2/2s. Or you can just put 2 counters on this and make it a 4/3 flying Vigilance Lifelink. Like, really good options for both of them. Grumgully, each other non-human enters with a counter on it. Like, that's just super solid. I have a lot of non-humans in the deck, so it works really well. Sovereign, but really good. When it attacks for each creature of greater power than the creature's base power, put number possible counters equal to the difference. So it's great. It just lets you, so like if it has a counter on it, so that means its power is greater from its base, I get to put another counter on it. And then next time it's going to be 2, so it just keeps going up. Just really strong. Earthshaker Giant, it's a poor man's greater health, but still nice. Just gives all your other creatures +3/+3 and trample. There's an overrun effect. Can be a game winner. Leatherhead, Iron Gator. When it attacks, put 2 +1/+1 counters in each creature control, like, and it's a 5/5 trample. So basically, this comes in. It's a 7/7 trample because you want to attack with this immediately. It gives itself 2 counters too, so it's just a 7/7, and it gives all your other stuff like 2 counters on it. Like, it's just amazing. Great Oak Guardian, 4/5 flying flash reach. And when it enters, creatures target players control get +2/+2, and then you untap them. So just nice. Plus the untap's really good because it can get you a swing, and then you can't die on a crackback because all your stuff's untapped. Really good. Mirror Entity, this card is just ridiculous. You can pay X to make all your creatures base power and toughness XX, and gain all creature types. So you pump 10 mana as this thing, your things are all 10/10s, like, yeah. Card's amazing. Acropolis Regent, whenever a creature does common damage to a player, put that many +1/+1 counters on it. So basically when it deals damage, it'll just double its counters, like, they double its, like, power and toughness, like, it's just super strong. Alright, next, Reanimation. This is another, like, pretty important package. Allows us to reanimate. You know, we're in black. Green and white also are pretty good at reanimating, so yeah. Puppeteer Click. Reanimates stuff from other people's graveyard, actually. Put a creature from an opponent's graveyard onto the battlefield under your control, it gains haste. At the beginning of your next end step, exile it. So that you steal something from their graveyard for 1 turn, and then it goes away. But this also has Persist, so if this would die and it doesn't have a -1 counter on it, you bring it back with a -1 counter on it. Really nice, really good card. Nathroy, Apex of Death. Has Mutate, and that's pretty much how you want to cast. When this mutates, you return any number of creatures with total power 10 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Just gonna let you bring back a ton of things. Really nice. Yeah, but you have to mutate this onto something because I don't have anything else to mutate. Slimefoot and Squeak. Card's actually really nice. When it enters or attacks, you make a 1/1 Sapperling, and then you can pay 1 and Jun to sack a Sapperling, return Slimefoot, and up to 1 other target creature from your graveyard to the battlefield. It's known as sorcery. So you have to keep Slimefoot and Squeak down. You have to exile them. Because how this works is that now come in with a Sapperling. If this dies, you can bring this back, sack that Sapperling, bring this back and something else, and then when this enters again, it's going to make the Sapperling again. Which means you can do it again if it dies again. Like, you have to exile this, you have to get rid of it. A really annoying card, really good card. Null Priest of Oblivion. 2/1 Menace Lifelink, but if you kick it, you can get something back from your graveyard to the battlefield. Simple, really good. Arden Usurper. This is a Final Fantasy card. It's actually a really cool card. Main thing is at the beginning of combat, exile a target creature from a graveyard, not just yours, a graveyard. If you do, you make a token of it, except it's a 5/5 black demon, and demons have Menace, Lifelink, and Haste. So you make 5/5 Menace, Lifelink, Haste versions of stuff in graveyards. Like, yeah, that's just really good. Karmic Guide comes in, will bring something back. That echoes, so if you don't pay the echo cost, it goes away, but you're just using it just to bring stuff back. Plus, you know, Karmic Guide is a bunch of loops because it itself can bring stuff back. And then it goes away, so then from the graveyard, if you reanimate the Karmic Guide, you can reanimate other stuff and you can do some loops with that. Garna, it doesn't bring stuff back to the board. Unfortunately, it only brings stuff back to your hand when you cast it, but giving your stuff haste is a really nice bonus. Really good, actually. Autograph Monstrosity, when it dies, exile it and return 2 creature cards at random from your graveyard to the battlefield. I like that. I love randomness, random stuff like that. It's just super fun. Yeah, nice. Horum the Undertaker. +6/+0. Rex the greatest pair among creatures in the all graveyards. When it attacks, each player mills a card, and then during each of your turns, you may play lands and cast spells from among cards in graveyards that are put from libraries this turn. So you want to attack with this, mill people, and then you get to cast cards from graveyards. Super sweet. Mysterious Stranger. Very weird way to use the graveyard, but super cool. And it's one way to cast instant sorceries in this deck. Basically, so there's at least two people that have instant sorcery in graveyard. You can exile one of them from their graveyards, and then you randomly have to pick one of them to cast. So really cool, really fun stuff. Really fun things you can do with this. Alright, now I'm on to token generation. So the stuff that just spits out tokens. Sorry, it's stuff that spits out tokens. So Grave Titan, another like classic card, just enters, makes 2/2/2 zombies, so just, and when it enters or attacks, so this thing can just pump out a ton of board presence, really strong, really nice. Modular Bodyguard Protector, basically has landfall, make a 1/1 human warrior. Also pumps all your stuff, like that angel, like the one that fabricate. I consider this more of a token card just because landfall, that's just a super easy way to keep pumping tokens up. Endrixar, Master Breeder, this is an insane card. When you cast a creature spell, you make X 1/1 throws, that spell's a mana value, but if you have 7 or more throws, you have to sacrifice it. You know, it's like the lore, basically, like he made the throws, but eventually they got too out of hand and they ended up killing him. It's a really cool flavor. And really interesting, you know, to mess with that, like all the throws and manage that and keep it. It's super cool. Avenger Senecar, another classic, comes in, makes plants for the amount of lands you control, and then whenever you play a land, you give all those plants a +1/+1 counter. Just super strong, really good. Siege Gang Lieutenant will make you 2 1/1 goblins every combat as long as you have your commander. They get haste, and then you can pay 2, sack a goblin, do 1 damage to any target. It's supposed to be like a Siege Gang commander. Really cool. Jaxus the Troublemaker. You can discard cards to make a token of a creature you have, except it has haste, and then if it would die, you draw a card. So basically it makes a blitz copy of that creature. And this itself also has blitz, so you can blitz it out. Really cool card. Really fun. And Hornet Queen. 7 mana for a 2/2 flying haste. That makes, flying death touch, not haste. And it makes 4 1/1s with flying and death touch. Which makes you a bunch of pesky blockers. Really cool card. Really annoying card here. Shredder Shadow Master. Like, I wanted to use this card as soon as I saw it in the TMNT thing, because I took it out of the precon. But this card's sick, man. Enters, when it attacks, basically myriads, basically, but the copies aren't letters. So when you attack someone, every other player can hit also by the 5/5 Shredder. But when Shredder hits, they lose half their life, ran it up, so Quit spikes them. Like, it is just so cool. Really love that. Alright, now we are on to protection. So this is stuff meant to protect my creatures. Guardian Augmenter gives your commanders +2/+2, and they have Hexproof, and you can flash this in, so a really great protection for your commander. Thomas Bodyguard enters, choose a creature on the battlefield you control, and you can sack the bodyguard to give it indestructible. So really nice, you know, you can protect the commander, other key creatures, really nice. Selfless Spirit, it's another classic, made best and classic creature protection spell on a creature. Just lets you sack it to give all your stuff indestructible, all your creatures. Really nice. Shalai, Voice of Plenty. You planeswalkers and other creatures have hexproof. Really nice. And then it can also pay 6 to pump up your whole team, give them a counter. Just a really good card, really strong card. Hajara, Loyal Bodyguard. You can sack it to give your legendary creatures +1/+0 and indestructible. I have a lot of legendary creatures here, so it just works wonders. Generous Enforcer gives your legendary humans indestructible. Still have a good amount of humans, especially our commander, other stuff. Good amount of humans. And also has some graveyard hate, makes tokens. And Yom, Master Chef. Bring up your end step, create a number of foods equal to the amount creatures you had, non-token creature you had enter battlefield, and you can sack food to tap a creature and give it indestructible. Really good, just great protection, and foods are really nice. Now I'm on to the big dumb categories. This is just big dumb stuff. So Giant Adaptation also I guess could be the token category. But when this does combat damage to the player, you make a token with a copy of the Adaptage, and it's 7/7 trample. So it just keeps making more 7/7s, just more big dumbs. Just super fun. I really love it. Life at the Party. It's a 0/1 first strike trample ace, and it attacks, gets plus X with 0x number of creatures you control, but when it enters, if it's not a token, each opponent makes a copy of it that's goaded for the rest of the game. It's just so funny. So basically, everyone gets a Life of the Party. But everyone's Life of the Parties can't attack you. They can only attack other people. It's super funny. It's really cool. Hydra Broodmaster, 7/7 for 6. Monstrosity, XX green, so you put that many counters on this, but when it becomes monstrous, you make XX green Hydras. So if X is equal to like 5, you make 5/5/5s. Like, it's just, and put 5 counters on this thing. Like, it's just so fun. And then another oldie, Hero's Bane. Comes in with 4 counters, but you can pay 4 to put X counters on or X its power, so basically just double it. You just basically are doubling its counters, pretty much. Really good card. And Shaunus is like, see, it's really just a big dumb. It's 2-drop, like it's +1/+1 for each creature you control, and it can't be targeted abilities your opponents control. You know, a little bit of protection on it. It's nice. Rampaging Bronzodon, actually just a super big dumb. It's 7/7 trample, and when it attacks, it gets +1/+1 for each land you control. So this could just be like a 14, like 15, like thing coming in. It's just super fun. Now we're on to everyone's favorite category, stacks. This is just stuff that will inhibit your opponent's ability to play, affect their stuff, be really annoying. Kataki, War's Wage. This is such a annoying stacks piece. It makes everyone's mana rocks basically useless, a lot of other stuff useless, or just annoying to keep. Basically, all artifacts at the beginning of your upkeep sacrifice the artifact unless you pay 1. So most mana rocks produce 1, so basically it'll just shut them down because you have to pay the 1 to keep them around. Rampaging Ferocodon. Players can't gain life, and when it enters, whenever another creature enters, Rampaging Ferocodon does 1 damage to that creature's controller. A bit risky, you know, because all of our stuff is creatures, so we will be taking damage to this, but we're racing them. We're trying to kill them super quick with creatures, so that we're trying to just mitigate that by killing them, especially since they can't gain life. You're really hoping to just beat them up first. Carter Doom Scourge goads all your opponent's stuff basically when it comes in, and then whenever an attack creature dies, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. So just incentivizes attacks, people to be attacking people, and just have stuff die so you can drain them out. Kudo, King Among Bears. Other creatures have base power and toughness 2/2 and are bears in addition to their type. So kind of humilities, doesn't remove abilities or anything, but just makes everything 2/2s, which is really funny and cool. And bears. Harmonious Archon. Non-Archon creatures have base power and toughness 3/3, so basically kind of like Kudo, just changes the power of everything. But this is an Archon and it's a 4/5, so you're gonna have the biggest creature, and also makes 2 1/1s, which are basically 3/3s. So really nice card. Curious Colossus. Now this is humility for 1 person. When it enters, target opponent creatures target opponent controls loses all abilities, become cowards, and have base power toughness 1/1. So just humility is their whole board. Like, it is just so annoying. It's really good. Now, the thing is, they can play more creatures and they won't have that effect. There's been, obviously, the OG humility. There was Overwhelming Splendor from Our Devastation Amonkhet. And then we have this one. But the thing about this one is you can flicker it. And there is a flicker package I'll show later. Kajali Sunwing, just make sure opponent's stuff enter tapped. Really nice, especially aggro deck, we're trying to punch them, so having a turn where they can't play any blockers, you know, it's just keep a big board you're threatening to win. They can't play any blockers, really good. Kutsu, Moment Exemplar. Your opponents can't cast spells during your turn, so that's like the Grand Abolisher effect. And also has a thing to draw cards if you have attacking creatures with greater power than its base power. Really nice. Now we are on to kind of like political chaos stuff. I really like these cards. Zurzov Chaos Rider literally is chaos, really good. So whenever an opponent draws their first card each turn, if it's not during your turn, during their turn, you make a 1/1 devil that when it dies will do damage. And whenever one more devils you control attack a player, you and each of those players will draw a card and randomly discard a card, which is really fun. So it does give up people card draw. Well, that's card selection because they do have to discard, but random is really cool because you can really disrupt people. They can just discard something that's super important to them, and there's nothing they can do about it. It's really good. And just those doubles are super nice as well. Brash Taunter. Indestructible when it's dealt damage, it deals that much damage to the target opponent. And they can also have it fight something. So basically, really annoying blocker, because if they swing into you like with like an 8/8 and it doesn't have trample, you just block it and you can just do 8 to them. Yeah, it's a super fun card. You know. Karavek the Merciless. Like, this actually is like a real like political like chaos card. Whenever the opponent casts a spell, Karavek the Merciless deals damage equal to that spell's mana value to any target. So really cool. You can be really political with this. You can do a bunch of stuff. Like, really nice. Ovia, Auto Tech Artisan. Each creature that's attacked one or more of your opponents has trample. So if they don't attack you, everything has trample. So that's really cool. It incentivizes people to attack other way because their stuff has trample, which means way easier to get damage through. And it also is an Elvish Piper. Lets you bring in the creature or vehicle, but we don't care about that at all. And if you put an artifact in the battlefield, put 2 counters. I have like 2 free artifacts in there, but yeah. Silver Quill Lecture, I love this card, man. Especially in this deck, creature spells have Demonstrate, so you get a copy of that creature, but you give it a copy to an opponent, which is really fun, especially in this deck. Like, super fun card, really nice political stuff. Also, Lord of Pain. Your opponents can't get life, so you still can. And whenever a player casts their first spell each turn, choose another target player. Lord of Pain deals damage equal to that spell's mana value to the chosen player. So it's kind of like Karavek. So whenever someone casts spells, you can do damage only to people, and you can't do it to the person who cast the spell, but still really cool, really fun. Alexios, Deimos of Cosmos. Basically, every upkeep he goes to someone else and gets bigger, and he has to attack someone that's not you, and he can't be sacked. And yeah, he's super fun, especially trample. And well, if people don't know the trick, it's actually when you control Alexios, you can choose to assign all the trample damage to the creature, so it's not doing damage to people. It's actually a little trick with Alexios. That's why Slicer is probably low-key better than him, just because, you know, the trample, you can exploit that. But anyway, now we're on to doubling. So this is stuff that will just double damage, double other stuff. Solar Nemesis, when it enters, chooses a player. If source would deal damage to the chosen player or permanent, it does double that damage stat. So it's kind of like Saskia's ability. You pick someone, and they take more damage. Well, Saskia is whenever anyone gets hit, they take damage. So if you hit the same person that's targeted by Saskia, they take double damage. And with this, you can do even more. Scourge of the Throne, we're getting extra combats with this. When you attack someone, if they have most life or tied for most life on top of all attacking creatures, after this phase, there's an additional combat phase. Really nice. More attacks, more damage. We love it. Kedis, another creature, a commander, you control this damage to an opponent. It does that much damage to each other opponent as well. So it goes along the theme kind of with Saskia. When you hit one person, you hit more people. Really nice. Anger's Marauder, this literally, if source would do damage to a permanent or player, it does double that damage. So just literally just damage doubling. And then Avenging Hump Bonder puts double strike counters on attacking creatures. Really nice. Double strike is super good. Like, I love this card, man. Like a 3/3 double strike, and it just gives your other stuff double strike. Come on. Now board wipes. Really hard to do in this, but we have some. Massacre Girl is amazing. Like, this basically will just kill everything on the board except her. When she enters, each other creature gets -1/-1. Whenever a creature dies, each other creature other than the Massacre Girl gets -1/-1. So basically what usually will happen is someone will have a couple tokens. Like, let's say there's like 3 1/1s on the board. Massacre Girl will -1/-1 everything. Those 1/1s will die. That means there's 3 more Massacre Girls triggers. So there's 3 more -1/-1s. So everything's now -1/-4, which means a couple of other stuff will probably die. Let's say like 4 more stuff die. It means more -1/-1, so 4 more. Which will pretty much, it'll just kill everything. If there's a big board out, this will pretty much just kill everything. It will chain up eventually to kill everything. And -1/-1's really good. It gets around indestructible. Really nice card. Tree Shaker Chimera. I consider this a board wipe. So all creatures able to block it, do so, and then when it dies, draw 3 cards. So basically, you attack someone, they have a couple things you want to get rid of. You can declare how the damage is assigned. So you can choose what you pick and choose what you want to kill, and then when it dies, you get 3 cards back. And so you're probably just trading up. They're losing a bunch of good creatures, and you're drawing 3 cards when this dies. Scavenger Regent has an Omen to give all non-dragons -6/-X. It's a way to get rid of stuff. Sometimes can backfire. Some people have dragons. It's happened to me. And it's also just a 4/4 flying with a ward, discard a card. Magister of Worth. Now, this everyone has to vote on it if it is going to be a ward wipe, but still good. Basically, you vote for Grace or Condemnation. If Grace gets more votes, you return all creatures from the graveyard to the battlefield. Everyone returns all their creatures from the graveyard to the battlefield. And then Condemnation is the most or tied. You destroy all creatures other than the Magister of Worth. So it could be a board wipe, or it could also be a resurrection spell, depending on what the table wants, what the vibes are. Lastly, I guess this is the last category, Flicker, kinda. Not all these are technically Flicker, but it's still really cool. Now, Mardu Siege Drake, this is the most interesting version of it, and I really love this card. This card's super cool. It's a 4/4 Death Touch Chase. When it enters, exile to one other target creature you control until this creature leaves the battlefield. When this creature attacks, for each opponent, create a tapped token that's attacking that opponent. Exile those at the end of combat. At the end of combat, you sacrifice them. So basically, you exile something, and when you attack, you basically myriad that creature. You make 3 of them attacking it, so you get all this ETBs, all this other stuff. And still, when this dies, you'll still get that creature back onto the board. Like, it's super cool. Like, it's such a cool design, and I really love it. Felia, Exuberant Shepherd, great doggo, and it's just super strong card. It's a 2/2 flash, and when it attacks, exile to one other target non-land permanent. At the beginning of your next end step, return that card to the battlefield under its owner's control. If it entered under your control, you get a counter on Felia. So it can keep growing itself while flickering. Also can just remove stuff temporarily, get a blocker out of the way. Just super good card. A lot of flexibility. Really strong. Gale Powder Mage, when it attacks, exile another target creature, returns to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. So just a solid flicker blink. Which actually, the reason I want some of these cards is because Saskia, one thing about Saskia is that you want to be able to reset that ability because it's an enter ability. So you get to just choose people, which is really good because obviously if you've killed someone before, but you already killed the person you named, you don't want to have Saskia basically be useless. So being able to reset it, really nice. Glorious Protector, also is a protection spell. But when it enters, you may accept any number of non-angels you control until the Glorious Protector leaves, and it also has Foretell, so you can pay the 2 to exile and then cast it later for cheaper. And then the last card that we're talking about is the Angel of Serenity. This is a really weird, interesting way to flicker, but I really like it. So basically, when it enters, you may exile up to 3 other target creatures from the battlefield and or the graveyard. And then when this leaves, you return the exile card to their owner's hand. So you can get rid of 3 things on the board or the graveyards, and then they go back to the hand. So also kind of graveyard reanimation also. Like, it just does a lot of interesting things. It's really cool. But you also, you can exile Saskia onto this, and then when it comes back, you get to cast it again and do the effect. And yeah, that is Saskia. I went through the 150 creatures of the deck. Like, it's super fun. I really love this deck. And yeah, average MTG player, out.